Here with Sandro, Pinha, and Gil Valdez, and Alfredo and Rodrigo from Arabian Soul Partners. And we're going to talk a little bit to each of them, and actually, not to embarrass them, but they breed and own some of the very finest in the breed today, and are extraordinary competitors and showmen. And so the one thing I want to ask you, Rodrigo, is you have some beautiful horses, and you know that. And Soul of Marwan and Pinha and several others are very competitive. And were you proud of your horses at this show?
Well, Jeff, first of all, thank you for the interview. Yes, it's a fact. Arabian Soul started as a dream, and today the dream come true. Thanks these two guys.
Yes.
That has been our eyes, because without Sandro and Gil, for sure, Alfredo and I and the other partners from Arabian Soul would be not here today.
Yes.
At this point. And well, we started to work a few years ago as a friends, looking around, traveling a lot, starting the knowledge, okay, of this environment, and starting to know how the Arabians horses are, because it's such a different class of horse. And the first time when I saw an Arabian horse was more or less 5 years ago with Alfredo. And at that point I told Alfredo, listen, I wanna know more about the Arabian horses. And he told me, you know, there is a huge event that takes place every year in Scottsdale in February. Do you want to go? Yes, of course. And my first love was Cavalli, when he was showing, I think, 2-year-old class, right?
Yes.
Cool. And then we know these two guys, and we start to make together this dream. And right now we're here with 4 horses that we think they are beautiful, but more than beautiful, they are for sure class winners. And the main issue of the Arabian Soul today is starter-bred, high-quality horses.
Yes.
Not for show, for us, but if we can contribute into the Arabian horse industry, we think we will be showing our horses. At this point, we will be starting some very interesting campaigns about the take care of the horses, and not the political things and that happens at the shows, okay? Because the horses made to be cared, okay?
One of the things that I notice is, or that I hear you saying, which I feel strongly about, and I think these two guys do, is that your horses, those are important horses. They're not just beautiful horses, they're not just competitive, they're not just winning, they're important to the breed. When you have horses of that quality, it is wonderful if owners and trainers see the importance of those horses to the future of the breed. It is important that a Pinha be bred well, that she contribute back to the breed, her quality or better. And mares like that, when you come from a My Fire Dream tail female, and I remember that mare very well. That was a gorgeous mare in the 1980s, and those horses contribute back, you know, to which is what I hear you say. That you understand that responsibility to the breed, not just trophies.
Of course, you know, when you start the breed, the first step is to have a dream, right?
Yes.
Because you must have the knowledge of the horses, but if you don't know how to mix that knowledge with the horses, you will never have a good product at the end, okay?
Right.
So at that point, Sandro and Gil have been made an incredible job for us, and I must say, we are just an accident on the way, because these two guys are the best, you know? They are, ¿cómo se dice? Diamante en bruto.
You know, I'm going to tie something in here, that when I interviewed these guys a few months ago, they both told me that they weren't just trainers, and that they approached it from a breeder standpoint as well. And here's what's interesting to me about Arabian Soul is that the mix of someone else's mare and a Marwan breeding, and your ownership and breedership, and your trainers who take a breeder's approach, produced Soul of Marwan.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that to me shows a team that is working together and thinking together and creating success together. Don't you think, Sandro?
For sure, and just to think that this colt is the result of our first year breeding for Arabian Soul. You know,
Amazing.
we've been collecting mares and purchase embryos and breedings of different stallions to create for these guys a breeding program. They want to have their own brand soon in the future, and just that colt is the result of our first year.
Yes.
So
Yes.
obviously we're very proud.
And a gorgeous colt.
The colt
Do you
that-
love that colt?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
a colt
What do you
that's-
love about that colt?
You know, the neck, the head, it's just like, it's a dream come true, like Rodrigo said.
He's like a walking
He's
Godiva
like a
chocolate.
Yes.
Yeah. He is kind of though.
He's that sweet too.
Yeah. Are you proud of your horses?
Yes, we're very
Yes.
proud. We're more proud about the friendship that we've just been made out of this horse business.
Yes.
And we believe that this is more than like business. This is a family. As you were saying, that when you win, or you get a reserve, or you get a third place, or you get a top 10, your competitors, they are just your friend, it's your family. You're not fighting against someone.
No.
You're trying to
Right.
do this
Right.
for the Arabian
But
horse.
everybody doesn't understand that,
Well,
and I liked seeing that last night. That
the way
impressed
that we
me.
see it and the way that we
I like the whistle too, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But
yes,
yeah.
I think the competition, it makes you better. It
Yeah.
makes you try to make you stronger.
Yeah.
So we see the competition to be a better
Yes.
breeder.
And competition. My dad always told me, love your competitors because they keep you on your toes. You know, they make you the best you can be. You know, there were days that I didn't love that, but I grew to appreciate that in business. Like, you know, they do. Those two mares out there last night, the 2-year-old and the yearling. I mean, the quality level.
They're
And-
world-class horses.
Oh my God.
Okay, the Mustang Arena now all complete with our
placement.
maturity and junior
You got
horses
down to
for
the, like,
Arabian
specific
cow horse.
placement of
Classes number
eyes and
1921 and
the charisma,
1923.
the inherent
We're beginning the award
confidence in
ceremony.
there.
Following the
And
award
that's also
presentation, we'll move into a
Arabian,
drag, getting it all set as we
And,
continue on with our
I-
purebreds for working cow horse, maturity and junior horse. Concurrent classes number 262
All right.
and
So whose
259.
idea was the whistle?
So awards in a drag race. We get started with
My wife.
I love
Straw.
My wife.
And this one had a dance going with the whistle.
Oh, I missed
Did you
that.
see that?
No, I missed
Oh, I was watching the whistle, and then all of a sudden I was seeing like a whole dance and a whistle and it was a routine.
Oh, they have a dance going on here. You missed the sticks to north dancing last night.
I called her a while ago to make sure she was vertical.
Oh, she is the new
Yeah.
dancing queen.
Yes, you know, the first thing you need to enjoy.
Yeah.
What you're
Yeah.
gonna do in the life, right? So we're very, very clear that when this, if sometime or someday this pass to be more than enjoying environment with the family to the stress thing, at that point we will be.
Yeah.
And we are taking care because we don't want to be involved at that point, okay? And it's very hard because when you have horses of that quality, the people look at you, the people try to be there, try to compete with you, try to, you know, it develops many variables in the environment when you are at this level. So our goal here is keep it simple, enjoy with the family, with the friends, and that's it.
The people, and I think you would agree with this, Gil, the people and the horses start to become one in this
Yes,
world.
for sure.
Don't they?
Yes.
Like when you go to Poland and people always say, oh, there's such magic in Poland. Well, the magic to Poland is that the people and the horses are one.
They all together.
Yes.
They all together.
Like,
yes.
And this situation is like that, I think. You know, the horses, the people, everything is kind of one, you know, and working together. And I love what you said about Soul of Marwan being the first year, like, whoa, you know.
We know for sure we got
and
lucky.
he could have
but-
walked away, and he could have walked away with that, like very easily could have walked away, and that's very impressive, you know. So your wife, I'll tell you something funny. At dinner the other night, she was sitting with you,
Yes.
and she was so theatrical. I was so intrigued across the table, like watching her. She was telling you a story or something.
Yeah,
And she reminded me of my mom a little bit, because my mom was like in community theater, you know, when I was growing up in town, and she was very theatrical, like telling you a story and
Everything with them that they did up there.
yeah, and it was like we really have fun here, you know, like whether it's at dinner or watching.
And all the girls, they love the horses. They love every one of them. They all have a heart. You know, if it was for them, none of them was for sale. But you know, we had to move on.
Well, I can just tell you that I have done this 40 some years, since I was 12 years old. And I didn't look at things this way until the last few years. But not only would I say congratulations to you all, but thank you. And for keeping the show going. And Kim Jarvis said something to me about 12 years ago. I leased a mare from Poland and brought her here and showed her. And Kim Jarvis took me aside and she said, Jeff, thank you for providing us that level of entertainment. And I thought, I never thought about that. But thank you to you all for providing us that level of entertainment. And
You're talking about the dance or the whistle?
I love the whistle. I love the whistle. I was so, my eyes were like that big when I clocked that. I was like, whoa, where'd that come from, you know? And then this one, just like, you know, and the whistle had a whole rhythm to it. It was very funny, you know, it was very funny. But seriously, thank you all for providing us with quality and of entertainment, you know?
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
And for sure, the family will keep growing.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.